Hey, AmaZulu spicy.
I'm going to go for the man who had to make do without his stars.
I thoroughly enjoyed that Cape Town City Skukune match. The rest of the other Betway Premiership matches.
He's looking at me. He's looking at me.
What?
Mazola.
What do you mean?
The Sea Robbers' ship is smooth sailing despite the captain leaving soon. But on the other side of the sea, Chiefs is turning into a submarine, sinking further into the abyss. Grab your life jacket and let's swim straight into the Betway Premiership Review Show.
Hey, Amakosi fans, things just aren't getting any better, are they? I mean, at least you didn't lose this weekend, but it's now over a month since you last picked up all 3 points in the Betway Premiership. And to be fair, things were looking good against TS Galaxy. Wandile Duba put you 1-0 up in the first half, but then you shot yourselves in the foot once again. Given him Simango blasted the ball into the back of the net. The only problem is that it was into the back of his own net. 1-1 the final score at the FNB, as Chiefs remain 8th on the table. On Friday night, Fielies volleyed home in the 69th minute to end AmaZulu's run of 3 consecutive defeats. The KZN derby against Richards Bay ending 1-0 to Usutu. Elsewhere in KZN, Golden Arrows and Chipper United huffed and puffed, but neither could find the breakthrough. The highlight of the affair was probably this contender for miss of the season from Knox Mutizwa. Supersport United's wait for a first league win since mid-February continues as they drew 1-1 with Gallants.
Can collect, saved off the line, and trickle over!
Things aren't looking good for the Citizens as they fell to yet another defeat, this time against Sekhukhune United. After going 2-0 up in the first half, Caden Francis pulled one back for City with a quarter of the game still to play, but 2-1 was how things ended, leaving the Citizens stuck in 14th place on the table. Finally, Orlando Pirates reduced the gap at the top of the standings to 12 points after beating Polokwane City 1-0 at the Peter Mokaba Stadium. Nkosinathi Sabisi bundled in the winner in the 67th minute to keep the Sea Robbers' title hopes alive.
My name is Vusiwe Ngcobo, your host, and I will be diving into this past weekend's action with my pool boys, Mazola, Molefe, as well as Bissett. Now, since Grant is the only coastal cat in our crew, we'll throw him first into the deep end and ask you, my pool boy, who was your MVP?
I'm not sure how to take that introduction. Then I'll be happy to disappoint you and do my usual thing. So I'm going to not go for a star today. I'm going to go for the man who had to make do without his stars. And I'm going to choose my MVP as Eric Tinkler for this week. I think that makes a lot of sense. He's nodding, you see? He has to play a game against his former club away without arguably some of his best play. In fact, his best player, Macha, was suspended. Kodoso's not there. Mkhize is probably, he's his midfield linchpin. Loses Ngcobo early in the game. Loses a player early in the second half and still gets the victory. Has to be my MVP.
All right, that is your MVP, Eric Tinkler. I Google material. And for you, Super Jono, who had a super performance for you this time around?
Yeah, it's going to come from the same game because the rest of the other Betway Premiership matches.
AmaZulu spicy. Too spicy.
So I'm going to go with Ohizu. I thought it was a goal and assist.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed that Cape Town City Skukune match late on a Sunday evening after 7 colors, ready to doze off on the couch, but it kept me awake. Quality football.
And those are your MVPs from the two gentlemen this week. Coming from the same game, Ngapao Chibuke Ohizu, the goal scorer, gives an assist, gets man of the match in the game. And for Grant Bissett, it is the coach on the day coming up against his former side in Eric Tinkler. Now that we've spoken MVPs, let me start with you, Mazola. Let's talk about your moment of the weekend.
Can I give you moments?
Are you learning from your friend here?
Moments. No, I just think it's
Okay.
that time of the season where the type of football really does not matter, which is another thing where
you just got to win.
Yeah, some fans are urging Coach Nabi to not be stubborn and try to stick to his game model and just grind out results so that he at least pushes for a top 4, top 5 finish and buys himself another season. Look at AmaZulu playing against Richards Bay. Terrible game of football to watch, but a grind nonetheless. Arthur Zwane gets 3 points. cheaper versus arrows, a stalemate, but it's a grind. It is what it is. So I think those are the moments.
That was a tough game. For cheaper arrows.
100%.
We even struggled to pick a man of the match.
Yeah.
We're like, who, where, how?
100%.
So are those your moments there?
Yeah, so I think teams that are grinding out results are showing that it doesn't matter at this stage of the season. Accept that it is what it is, and then start again from July to sort of rebuild with new players coming in. At the moment, with 5 or so games left, doesn't matter really.
Indeed. Doesn't matter at this stage. You just need to grind out the results. You can ask Cape Town City. They know.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask Gavin Hunt. He also knows. Your moment?
I'm going to stick with the theme of going with unspectacular moments, I guess. Sibisi, he touches it in for the goal. And it had been 2.5 years before he had scored against Chippa about a month ago. Also the winner, also away from home. Comes up clutch again. Winner, away from home. And as much as you say, mathematically,
nice
you think it's over. Yeah, it was. At least keeps
I didn't say mathematically. I just think it's over. Mathematically, it's not over, but I just think it's over.
But at least it does keep them in the equation. If there's any slip from Sundowns, and who knows what could happen. Maybe Sundowns, they get past Esperance, they get to the finals, they start prioritizing CAF Champions League. We don't know.
Because we know
so you have
that
to
is
stay
something they want.
to stay within touching
and
distance.
And they are most likely to then also
So if you draw
lose
that game against Polokwane City, then you can say, okay, well, guys.
And Sundowns are most likely to lose those Royal AM points.
Those Royal AM points, which then become...
That's 3 points.
Yeah, and then it's a 9-point gap. So, yeah, that's my moment, Sibisi. Similar goal. I guess I'll take 2 moments as well. Bunjana, 150th top flight appearance. A little bit of a late bloomer, actually. If you think about the fact that he's in his mid-30s now, he's reaching that milestone, having been very consistent. He gets a similar type of goal, bundles it over to get a point for TS Galaxy to keep them in the hunt for CAF spots. So another 2 unspectacular moments. But that he's right. That's what it's about. Getting the result any way you can.
Now, no team scored more than 2 goals on a stingy Saturday. Maybe that's why Mazola. But we saw some spectacular strikes. Now, here are the 3 that impressed us the most. And this is, of course, brought to you by Betway Scores app.
Here's Jaden Rhodes in a good-looking position. Oh, and a do from the back of the net. It's Jaden Rhodes and Caden Francis. All roads lead back to the centre circle. City have a goal.
But did you see how it happened? Ball was played wide, utilising the width, and then Francis making that late run.
Tantera. Abu has got space in front of him. Grobler, leg up. No, Grobler buries it. Shotla. Oh, Aruba Gallant's got napping as they search for the flag on the near side from Mervyn van Beek. But he said it's fair. He said all is good. And Grobler getting his 3rd of the season.
For real-time updates of all the glorious goals, colourful minute-by-minute commentary, and stupendous saves, download the Betway Scores app. Scan the QR code on your screen right now to never miss a memorable moment. All of the action, all of the time, right at your fingertips, all thanks to Betway Scores. Now, on the topic of saves, our gifted goalkeepers produced some brilliant ones this past weekend. Now, this is the one that earned the title of Bet Saver Save of the Week.
Oh, set up and tests. Ricardo Goss tips it over. Rube looking for his first of the season.
Betway's Bet Saver is an innovative feature that allows you to win back a portion of your wager, even if your multi-bet gets a few red apples. With Bet Saver, you win even if your slip doesn't. Our time together went swimmingly well. My pool boys and I will catch our breath just like the Betway Premiership that will take a bit of a break in the coming weeks. Do you enjoy the Nedbank Cup semi-finals this weekend? And a quick one from you, gents. Semi-finals, who's going through?
Oh, man.
Well, I mean, I think the
Chiefs, no.
the
He's looking at me. He's looking at me.
What?
Yeah. Mazola.
What do you mean?
When he said Chiefs, you literally went like bombastic side eye.
You guys are peddling this
I got
narrative
that from
I'm a
my
Sundowns
nieces.
fan.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're peddling this
Okay,
negative
let Mazola speak.
narrative.
You can tell a lot from
Grant,
body language.
Grant, speak. Yes, you're thinking.
No, I mean, I love both semi-finals. I think regardless of what happens, we're going to get a great showpiece. So,
Okay, you're not putting your head on the block, Mazola. Are you putting your head on the block?
course he
I
is.
I think Marumo Gallant, unfortunately for them, the script is written now for Jose Ribeiro to go all the way. A massive farewell as Orlando Pirates fan, which means trying to go for the league title, although I still think it's gone. And then obviously do a three-peat with the Nedbank Cup. As for Chiefs and Mamelodi Sundowns are just way too powerful. I don't see it.
Okay.
I'd love to be shocked by Kaizer Chiefs to go through, but I don't see it.
All right, Mazola would love to be shocked by Kaizer Chiefs, but he just does not see it happening. That's, of course, the Nedbank Cup semi-finals taking place this weekend. But until we meet again, from myself, Vusiwe, Ngcobo, Grant doesn't like this. And my pool boys, it's the theme for today, Grant. Grant Bissett, as well as Mazola Molefe. Until next time, goodbye and God bless.